much for watching. I'm Pippi Peterson. You can connect with me on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as my website at pippitings.com, where you can get your Righty Row t-shirt. Well, I've made it to Colorado, and it's windy as can be. I'm almost a little worried that there's going to be like a tornado, because there's mountains out there. You can hardly see them. It's blowing so hard here. I don't know, I'm just not familiar with the terrain or the local weather, but it's so windy. My RV is rocking back and forth. Anyway, I'm in Pueblo, Colorado, which is the southern part, and I'm here at a RV park to get some propane and dump my tanks and get some more fresh water. And don't forget, use internet. I've had like 9 days off grid, no internet, no cell phone service. So I come back into town, I get text messages, bing, 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 bing. You know, like if you get stuck on one of those group texts. My family loves to group text, so I get plenty of messages when I come back into town. Yep, we're definitely in Colorado. So in the last video you saw I got rid of my loungy space because it used to be up there, and then I had it here and I just wasn't putting it up there because I remembered I made that new dog bed. So I got rid of it, which was kind of bittersweet because I've had it since I moved in to the RV. And I'm moving some stuff around, trying to figure out what my new order is going to be. I moved the dog food over here. It was over here. I got a trash can, and because I used to hang it on up here, and this is an area that I wanted to do something with, so I got these things from Bed Bath & Beyond, and it was long, and I just cut them in half. And I'm going to put a curtain rod up here and hang these on the wall, so I can throw away this, because this thing's always moving while I travel. So we'll see what that looks like when it's done. So I had to put new grommets in. Chase approves. It's not double-sided, so I'm hoping it's strong enough. So since I've been traveling, I've had 3 different instances, and for 3 different reasons, why my generator stops running. Now, I only ever have to run my generator if I run my air conditioner, which is nice. Everything else is on solar. But when I'm driving on the roads, you know, I could be going from a high elevation to a lower and then back to a high, and it can get pretty hot. So I don't like to run my dash air conditioner. I run the air conditioners on the roof. And so to do that, I need to run my generator. Well, it's been 3 times that it's turned off, and the first time was super simple. I ran out of fuel, and in fact I was at the gas station when it ran out, so that was quick satisfaction to realize that that was the cause, because once I filled up with fuel, then my generator started again, no problem. The second time that it just stopped when it was running was, and it took a little bit of investigation, but it was because of the altitude I was at. I was at about 6,000 feet. So on my generator, and probably a lot of generators, there's an adjustment for the altitude depending on where you're at. So if you are at 500 feet or lower, you don't really ever have to worry about it. But as you go, you know, 1,000 feet, then 1,000 feet, then 1,000 feet, because of the higher elevation, you have lower oxygen, and that lower oxygen doesn't allow as much fuel to burn in your generator, and that means that it can be very rich. And so to reduce that, you have an adjustment, or at least I do, where you can tell the generator, you know, for me it's just a little spinny knob. You can tell the generator I'm at 5,000 feet. It'll make the adjustments, you know, with that on its own once you tell it where you're at. So there's an interesting thing as you raise your elevation wherever you're at with your generator. As you go higher, so it's I think it's like increments of 1,000 roughly after about 500 feet. As you go per 1,000 after that, you lose 3 to 4% of your efficiency in your generator. So if you get up to let's say like 6,000 or 7,000, so you could be losing, you know, I mean, depending on where you're at, you could be losing like 10 to 20% of your efficiency, and therefore some things that require more energy to run, they might not run off the generator at a very high altitude, such as like 10,000 feet or something. So I adjusted my little altitude adjuster to about 6,000 or 7,000 when I was up high, and then it worked after that. So that is a very interesting thing. If you're having problems and your generator won't start, give it a thought of where you're at. If you're in a location you're not normally, think of your elevation and see if you can adjust that so that your generator will continue to run. And then the most recent cause of my generator turning off while I was running it is because it's low on oil. So that's another easy fix, and I have not actually changed the oil in this. I've been parked for a while and I haven't been using it. So now that I'm running low on oil. So I got my oil filter, and before I do that, I'm going to clean it off, because as I'm changing the oil, I don't want any debris that's stuck on it to fall off. So I'm using carb and choke and parts cleaner recommended by the guy at the auto parts store. So I'm going to clean this off, then get my oil changed. I also bought an air filter, and if I was feeling extra like going the extra mile, I would also change the little fuel filter in here, but I think I will leave that for later. By the way, if you have your generator or whatever appliance, it's a really good idea to look at your manual and do all the maintenance that it suggests. So where I'm at, I've got like 400 hours. I'm kind of due for everything that can be changed pretty much, except the brushes. I don't think I'm ready for brushes changes yet. So here's my fill, and there's my drain, so I'm going to open that. And I always forget, don't forget, take out your little thing. So many times I've let oil go in, and then I don't want to put my hand in there and open up for the drain. By the way, if you have never changed the oil on your own RV yourself, or your generator, and you don't really know how, it's pretty simple. It's kind of the same, as on your RV versus on your generator versus on your car. And I did a video on it, so you can check out that video on how to change your RV's engine oil. Something that you can use to get your oil filter out of its place. Well, obviously they make those wrenches, but I usually just use this strap. So in the direction that you want to turn it, right? So let's say I'm turning it off, it's going to want to go counterclockwise. So I wrap it around and then bring these straps, so it would be around, and bring these straps and then continue twisting them in the same counterclockwise direction around some sort of rod or something, right? Like I usually just use my socket handle, and then you can continue to do that and it will twist the thing around. See how hard this is to get out of here? So this is when it's nice to if you've got a strap that's meant for it, that's always easier because it comes with a handle that is perpendicular to it. But the strap works well, I find. Try to keep that around as much as possible. All right, time to fill up. right, let's test and see if it'll stay on this time. Look how dirty that is. Well, it's never good to let your air filter get really dirty, obviously, but it's so satisfying when they're like filthy and you're gonna replace it with one that's like 20 pounds lighter because it's got so much gunk in it. So I just have to get this foam off. And I guess I'll wash that foam. All right, that foam thing's drying. Then it will go on this. I'll put this back in and I will have a happy generator. I'm at the Garden of the Gods. It's a natural park just outside of Colorado Springs in Colorado. And there are these cool formations from upheavals of earth stuff. It's made of limestone and sandstone. It's pretty cool looking. So if you ever want to go to Garden of the Gods, don't expect to ever park. It's really hard to park, and they have like pull-offs, and you'll have like 8 cars in front of you. So, but you can drive around. They got roads to go around, so that's what I'm doing. And then if you keep heading up the road and don't miss the turnoff, you can go up to Pikes Peak, take the Pikes Peak Highway. And the peak is, it's over 14,000 and it's got the name of America's Mountain. It's really pretty up here. Bunch of different little alpine wildflowers. It's really pretty. We're so high in elevation that trees don't grow up here. Look, you can see 1 switchback, 2, 3, 4, 5 just in here. So there's 3 ways to get to the summit. you can take this train here, or you can drive up, which is probably my recommendation, because then you can stop along the way and you get sights from each side of the peak. Or you can hike up. I'm sure there's plenty of people that would be very excited to hike up here. I'm probably not one of them. Look at all that rain coming down over there. And before I leave, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to the RV park that I stayed at. So I only stayed here for a couple days at first, just to kind of replenish fluids and stuff like that on my RV. And I decided to stay longer because it was actually really nice here, and the owners are amazing. They're Matt and Nancy. They have the most incredible work ethic, and I was just so blown away. It's a competition to meet somebody with such good customer service. So huge shout out to Matt and Nancy, the owners of Haggard's RV Park, which is west of Pueblo West, which is west of Pueblo, Colorado. So if you're in the area, definitely make a point to stay at Haggard's RV Park. If you found any value in this video, please like it, share it, leave an awesome comment, and subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos. And you can also check out my channel for other topics ranging from RV living, RV renovations, RV maintenance, DIY solar, and other pippening. Hey!